maybe done research, and all of us are just a little baffled at how you're going to try to tie this to Norse mythology when there's no clear cut point and nothing really resembles it. Ritualistic, maybe. Norse inspired, I don't see it.
Gotcha. Let's take a look at some more of the crime scene description. Libby was found nude, blood spots and blood dripping seen all over Libby's body. No blood sprayed or dripped onto the leaves or the tree near Libby's head, and sliced neck. Abby found fully clothed, dressed in Libby's sweatshirt and jeans. Abby found wearing 2 bras. No blood on Abby's clothes, very little blood on Abby's body apart from the fatal wound on her neck. Libby's phone and shoe are found under Abby's lower back. Lauren Vellucci, what strikes you most about this crime scene?
Oh, goodness, there's a lot. But the fact that Abby was dressed in Libby's clothes and there was not any blood on her is very telling to me. That I feel that this is, more than one person would have had to have helped to do that. We know how messy crime scenes are. And I also, I feel like we've all on the panel seen bodies that have been been covered up when someone was trying to hide them. And the way that these sticks were placed, for what purpose were they placed there? It wasn't to cover it up because there was only a few, right? But they were there for a reason. So I do find that extremely interesting. And yeah, I have a lot of questions. I also have a question why they didn't take the sticks with them for over a week and left them out in the snow. And they could have possibly gotten a lot of DNA hits on that and touch DNA and all of that. So I have lots of questions about this crime scene.
Okay, now, Mike King, listen closely, because now we're going to talk about some of the specific allegations here involving 3 people, and we're only giving them letters. We're not naming names, but we're giving them a letter. So Person A from Logansport, Indiana, the son was dating Abby, the son of Person A. Person A would visit Person B in Delphi to practice Satru Odinist rituals associated with the Vinlander gang. Person B, Logansport, Indiana. Home is 3.1 miles from the closest entry point of the murder scene. Holds as a true Odinist religious ceremonies at his home. Again, these are the allegations by the defense via the investigation done by the state. Person C from Rushville, Indiana. Vinlander and Odinite. Friends with Person A, Person B, and a 4th person, Person D. Recruits members for the Vinlander gang. Drove up to Delphi around Valentine's Day in 2017 to see his Vinlander buddies. When he drove back from Delphi, he had blood along the side of his car. Okay, now let me put this all together. Oh, we've got Person D and E. I'm sorry, there's 2 more people. Person D, also Rushville, Indiana. Linked to Person A through Facebook. Told his sisters he was involved in the murders and said he was part of a gang. Said he made horns out of sticks and placed them on Abby's head. Asked police, quote, if he could explain why his spit was on the girls, would he still be in trouble? Investigator describes him as having the mental capacity of a 7 or 8-year-old. Lied to police when told them he did not know Person C. Told police he was home in Rushville on the day of the murders. And finally, Person E told police he was with Person D in Muncie, Indiana, visiting a friend in the hospital on the day of the murders. Told police Person D was communicating inappropriately with underage girls on the internet. All right, Mike King. What is
Thanks
this?
For the hardball.
Yeah, but what is this? You've got all these, you've got specific people, all of this, plus the scene. What level of credibility would you give to this defense theme, which is really a result of part of the state's own investigation?
Yeah, I think it's going to boil down to the difference between possibilities and probabilities. And I go back to just some simple things as you were going through each of those. Number one, the prosecution is going to have to answer those questions of whether they looked at those people and if they excluded them or included them or didn't look at them at all. That's going to be a major thing that they've got to resolve and convince a jury of. Number two is that there are facts to this case that don't seem to get talked about at this point. Things like witnesses along the Monon High Bridge Trail that say, I saw one man. I saw 4 girls, but I saw one man. Not this group of men that we're hearing about that are coming forward. You have to consider the fact that whether we like it or not, some people live such mundane lives that being able to claim involvement in something that is so high profile gives them legacy of some sort. And it's a really wacky thing, but we've seen it in many serial crimes where offenders that weren't responsible for the crime stepped up and said, I did that. So I think each one of these is going to have to be piece by piece dissected and either included or excluded in what is really probable. And then take everything that we've seen, the staging that occurred at the scene, the physical assault that these girls endured, and match it physically against the behavioral evidence. And as we're looking at this imagery here, I mean, I've seen cases where images like this in satanic crimes have been there. For Abby on the left, something symbolic of more Christian or Christianity. On the right, more of Lucifer and the devil. It's not uncommon at all for somebody who goes through a horrendous event like this to spend a long time with the victims, exploring and trying new things, changing clothes, posing them in different ways to fit whatever this goofy fantasy is that they've got going on in their mind.
All right, everyone stay where you are. When we come back, we're going to talk about Richard Allen as an inmate and the people who are watching him. Was he being watched by Odinites?
Connecticut mother.